We back, man. Kenny, it's been a minute, bro. Welcome back, baby. Drinks and Entrees. I don't even know what season this is. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We still in season 3.
I don't know what episode we are. I don't know what season it is. I'm sorry, good people, but we've been gone for a whole summer. We had to take a hiatus. Shit got real. Let's just say it. It got real, got busy. It got hectic. But we back, man. We back and we happy to be back. And we definitely happy to be back with some new faces as well. Before you know the introduction, my name is James.
My name is Keith. And we here bringing casual conversations to life. And I'm back. What you did during our break, man? What you did, James?
Man, work.
A
lot of work, man. I got a promotion. I'm a regional manager now for at my job, so I'm overseeing a couple of more centers than one. So that was a blessing. Had summer camps, a couple of things, man. It was good, man. Just trying to survive the pandemic like everybody else, but a lot of work, a lot of just trying to get back on the ones and twos. That's it. Finally got my feet back on the ground a little bit, but we still spinning our wheels like crazy. How about you, man?
I'm good. You ain't talk about Cabo, man. You was out there, right? Getting a little tan.
I wasn't in Cabo. I was in, I believe it was Cancun.
Oh, Cancun.
Let me just say I was in Mexico. I don't know. Listen, man. I was out there. I got a tan. I came back looking Cuban, looking Dominican. You know what I'm saying? Looking a little dark, had gold chains on. I was out there living the dream, man. Got all that, man. You know what I'm saying? I was out there. I've been a couple places during the pandemic, Texas. Atlanta. I was out here.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Same here, man. The whole break. I done been to Vegas. I done been to Atlanta, New York, Pittsburgh, New York. Just visiting family, man. My folks ain't from here, so I'm just out. My sister live in Atlanta. I just came back from there not too long ago, so I just been working and traveling, man. Just getting my rounds in since last year was a whole big shutdown. So that's all I've been doing, man.
Cool. Glad to see that you healthy, COVID free. Like I'm assuming everybody else on the show as well. So the people that come to here to see us talk, you know what I mean? They came to hear our guests that's on the show with us. So we always, we're gentlemen on the show. So we start with the ladies first. So I'm gonna start with one of the young ladies that I've known for a while. Her name's Gloria. So Gloria, please introduce yourself and promote something black, please, do.
Hi, I'm Gloria, and let's see. I have black business. I love black businesses, but I would say my favorite black business right now that I'm always about is Far Above Rubies, and you can find her on Instagram, and that's also her website. She is a nail technician, but she also does apparel, everything from hats, socks, bags, duffels. I'm obsessed. Just check her out as Far Above Rubies. And her biggest thing is she's all about promoting being a Proverbs 31 woman. For those of you who don't know, that's what God says a woman should be, a virtuous woman, and her message just speaks volumes, and everything that she sells is promoting that message, which I absolutely love. So please check her out, Far Above Rubies on IG, and that's also her website.
Okay, cool. Moving to the next young lady on, on the pod, Miss Lauren. I call her L Boogie.
Hey.
What's up?
I'm Lauren. My friend Val, Dreams of Triumph. That's the Instagram name. It's a clothing line.
That's my guy too.
Yes, I just bought some stuff from him. I literally picked it up on the way home.
When you talk to him, me and Aiden gave him a couple bucks. We know Val very well. But
he got pop-up shop on Sunday.
Too. Yeah,
I'm going to that. I'm going to his
pop-up shop Sunday?
Uh-huh.
Send me that info, please.
I send it to you. Then one of my good friends is a makeup artist. It's gonna be hard to say her Instagram name without cussing.
That's fine.
It's fuck Jack, I'm Jill. Jill, she's the bomb. And my friend Hannah, Sculpted Strands. She be fixing people edges and stuff, trying to make y'all look beautiful. She got some hair growth oil, That's some close Black-owned folks that I know of that I can think of, and they try and do some good stuff for good people. So
Cool. And without further ado, my guy, you know what I'm saying, my man, 100 grand, man. Been rocking with her for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Always look out, good folks, good peoples. Hooper, you know what I'm saying? Entrepreneur, all that, man. I'm gonna let him explain it himself though. You know what I'm saying? Come through in the clutch like Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Kobe and Jordan, man. Shout out to my man. Hey, man, introduce yourself, promote something black for us.
Thank you.
Retired Hooper, first and foremost, a retired Hooper. Don't play no more. Can't do nothing no more. Retired Hooper. But nah, I'm gonna start with Relentless Management Group, accounting and advising. I'm one half of that. We do back office accounting, day-to-day management for athletes, entertainers, and entrepreneurs. Also, we are one day one guy back from when I was in high school. So we are one always. For the meaning, for what it stands for, just everything. We are one. And I'm glad to be here.
Appreciate you being on the show. And don't take what he say lightly, man. He entertainers and athletes, some serious people, you know what I mean? Like not just no street legends, you know what I mean? Good people, you know what I'm saying? So without further ado, man, let's get into this happy hour. Kenny, you want to do the happy hour, man? Let's talk about this happy hour, man.
Yeah, let's get into the happy hour. Now that we're back and it's just a topic at hand, I just wanted to have this discussion on our platform just to talk about the whole COVID situation. It's been a long 2 years, and we've been trying to get out of this pandemic, and I just want to know everyone's feelings, and let's just have a responsible conversation about the vaccine, and just wanted to hear everyone's feelings on it. Do you support the shot? Are you against it? There's no right or wrong question. It's
Answer.
Huh?
There's no right or wrong answer.
I said, there's no right or wrong question. I mean, no right or wrong answer. You're right.
This guy.
Too much of this,
Yeah, you already. Is that Fuzzy Navel? Is that Peach?
Come on, James. Don't do me like that. Don't do
What the hell?
I don't drink no. Come on,
Boone's fault? What the
man. That's rose. I mean, it's a bottle of wine, man.
Oh, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Fuzzy
Moscato?
Navel?
Moscato?
Nah, ain't Moscato. Whatever. Back to the happy hour question, James. Damn, man. This nigga gonna get me fucked. Whatever.
What I tell you? What I tell you guys? What did I tell you guys? What did I tell you guys?
You do that shit to me, man. You do that shit. Whatever. So
Still going.
do you support the shot? Are you against it? Are you neutral? Just want to have that responsible conversation about it. There's no right or wrong answer. So I'll start with Aaron.
Oh, man, I'm all for it. It was early on, I wanted to get some more information, and you know what I'm saying, but it ain't no worse than anything else I'm putting in my body. I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna do whatever else. I'm gonna go with the masses, and when it's FDA approved now, like I'm all for it. People dying, man. And I'm all for it. I'm 110% with it.
Cool. Gloria?
Same. I'm for it. I was kind of against it at first, not because I don't believe in science or anything, but how quickly everything happened. But I have a few close friends and family that are in the medical field that kind of broke down and explained how, while it's new to like COVID, the actual like medicine isn't new. Like it's stuff that they've been working on for years. They just tried it on this vaccine and it worked. So yeah, I'm 100% for it. I know too many people personally that have died or severely suffered, and just the fact that it's just so many people. And I have 2 small children at home who still can't get the vaccine. So I'm all about taking as many precautions as I possibly can to keep them safe. And I'm also autoimmune compromised. So it's like I need to be good for me if I'm not good for anybody else. So the moment I was eligible, here for it.
Dope. Lauren.
against it
Okay.
for now.
Okay.
I feel like it doesn't do anything. You're telling me all that it does is keeps you from getting so sick. It just keeps you from dying, but there are people dying. It's still spreading. It's spreading at the same numbers that it was spreading before the vaccine became available. So right now, I'm good. I'll just take my chances because whether I get the shot or not, I'm still taking a chance of getting sick. I'm still taking a chance of going to the hospital. I'm still taking a chance of being on a ventilator. I can still make a child sick. I can still get someone who has a vaccine. They can still make me sick. So what exactly am I putting in my arm? I'm good. I'll wait. And personally, I think the only reason they got pushed through to be FDA approved is because they were forced to. I don't think this thing is really available and I don't think it's ready. So I'll wait. I'm good off that. I don't even take the flu shot. Don't touch me. Don't put that in my body. I don't know what that is. And then for you to tell me I can't work if I don't have it, something ain't right. Something not right. I don't trust it.
Okay. All right. Respect. James?
I was against it at first, man. I mean, like what everybody else said, I was just like, I ain't never had a flu shot or anything like that. Don't know what's going on in your body. Of course, all those things as well. But I don't like the mandate, like Lauren said. I think it's just about money, you know what I mean, and making sure that we try to get the economy back on track, you know what I'm saying, or whatnot. I've seen a couple things about it. I heard, if the white people get it, then maybe it must be straight. I've heard that. I've heard that. I'm just being transparent, man. But for me, like, it was crazy because I seen somebody posting out, it was talking about the chicken pox. So we from the era of chicken pox, right? These kids don't know nothing about it. And the reason why they don't know nothing about it is because of the vaccine that they get. They've been vaccinated. So they'll never know anything about chicken pox. And so that was something that was like, damn, it made you think. And plus, my mother's a little older. My dad, they was asking me to get it. And then I can be transparent on the show, but I had it. I had COVID back in December. I guess like that first kind of wave of it. And I was asymptomatic. And that kind of, like, it didn't bother me, of course, but, you've been around people not knowing you have something that you can probably give to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my nephew, he's 5, he can't get the vaccination. So, just being around family and things like that. So, you just want to enjoy your people. I mean, if it makes people feel comfortable to be vaxxed, because I'm vaxxed now, of course, and now they're making it mandated just to even go to work now. So I'm glad I got it. But I don't care either way. If you don't want the vaccination, I'm cool. If you do, it doesn't bother me at all. I'm still, I'm not going to look or frown upon you. You know what I mean? So I'm cool with either way. What about you, Kenny?
Yeah, I mean, when it first came out, I never had a objection to it. I get a flu shot every year. I do understand people saying that it's been pushed so fast and things like that. Like with the chicken pox, we had it when we was young.
You had chicken pox parties.
Yeah, our parents had it, but it took until we became adults for that chicken pox to go away. Like I actually thought that my 2 kids would have it, but my doctors told me that the vaccines and stuff that they took, completely wipes out the that chicken pox stage. So it was just, but getting back, like I don't have a problem with it. I'm all about people making it whatever choice that people make that they that they can, live, that's all I want. Regardless if they for the vaccine or they against it, I just want people to be safe. It is out there. It is real. It's not a conspiracy. I done been to 3 COVID funerals and they were all close relatives. So it is real. And a close friend of ours, me and James. So it is real. But I just, whatever decision everybody make, whatever choice, just stay safe. I just wish, people would just be responsible and protect yourself. And when you protect yourself, you protect others.
Cool, man. Cool,
Yeah.
cool. I feel everybody, man. I mean, like I said, man, I just think that it's just something we're going to have to live with, just like the flu. The flu had a pandemic or epidemic, whatever you want to call it. And now we're in the same situation here. It's crazy that, man, we done seen a lot of stuff in our lifetime, man. You know what I mean? That's just the crazy thing about, not even not even 40, some of us not even 40 or, you know, barely knocking on the door, but we done seen like some positives of Black president, but we done seen 9/11, we done seen COVID, like we done had the world shut down, we done been through a recession, we had Trump and all, like we done seen a lot of stuff in our life. It's just crazy to me. And this is just something else, you know what I'm saying?
You done seen Trump, you know, and you know, we had a Confederate president as a president. You know, I don't give a fuck. I said it. Yeah. And
Any guy, boy, your words and choices.
What they gonna do? I'm just saying. Yeah.
But,
Go ahead, James.
But yeah, man, I mean, like I said, it is what it is. It's just crazy how much stuff we done seen in our lifetime already, and a lot of it's not even 40. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dang, what's yet to come? You know what I'm saying? But moving on, man, we do a little game before we get into the meat of the show. Game breakers, icebreaker, or whatnot. So if hip hop was school, right? If hip hop was in your school, like you had a hip hop class or whatnot, and I think they do teach it some places. Who would your teacher be and why? I'm gonna start with you, Gloria. Who would your teacher be and why?
Hard question for me, just because I'm like, y'all don't come for me. Like y'all that's watching and y'all that's want to sing right now. But I'm not a big hip hop person. I never have been. So my like knowledge or like repertoire is limited. Like I know people, but I don't really get into like their whole entire catalog. I will say, however, I have had an obsession with Missy for as long as I can remember. She's just so dope. Like it blows my mind, or has always blown my mind how like creative she is. Yeah. And I've always felt like she was beyond her time. Like I feel like she's always been ahead of the game. And so I would choose her just because she's somebody who, like I said, I'm obsessed with, and I know enough about her catalog and we just want to learn more. I mean, she's, you know, credited with like being one of the first. She's like a super huge role model for women in rap today. And she's just, that creativity, it just blows my mind. I'm not a creative person. I'm very analytical. So someone like that, I would totally want to like pick their brain and learn about their processes. And since we're saying if it's school, like I would totally want to learn from her. So I'm definitely sticking with Missy Elliott for sure.
That's dope. You're not the first one that called Missy Elliott out on this show. So
she's the dopest.
Yeah. Lauren, what about you, Lauren? I don't know what happened to Lauren's face.
Oops, sorry. I hit the wrong button.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. To sound cliche, I'm gonna use my own name. Probably Lauryn Hill, if she would show up to class. As long as I ain't got no as long as I ain't no substitute. I probably pick her. I've always loved her music, Fugees, all of it. And then like the fact that she was in the Marley family, I just feel like there's gotta be a lot on her brain. Then she done been through so much stuff. I'm just like, teach me all of it. Like we all been through something, and I feel like she just breaks through in different ways, and even to the point where she just finds her own peace that she don't even show up to her own shows. I don't care about this money. I'm just not gonna go. Self-care day, thank you. And it's just like, I want to be at that level of I don't give a F. Like, yes, teach me your ways. Like, talk to me, what you've been through. Maybe we can compare stories. I think she'd probably really be a good teacher if she actually had the mental capacity to sit there and talk to somebody about it.
Got you. Lauryn Hill, that's a good one. It's a good one, Lauryn Hill. You know, crazy thing about it is she's big as how big she is, and she only had one album.
Right.
Yes.
Only had one album, like one album. The Miseducation, and the album was a classic. It's one of the best albums ever made, but still just one album.
The only other thing she had was that MTV special. And there was a couple songs on that, but she really only has that one album. But it touched so many people.
Yo, imagine you talking about Lil Baby and Lil Durk. Imagine if Lauryn Hill and Rhapsody made a album together.
That's gonna be crazy.
God,
big Rhapsody fan. I'm a big Rhapsody fan.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. You know
moving on, you big. Hey, what about you? Hey, I think I know who you gonna say.
Man, hands down, Jigga, Jay-Z.
I already knew.
Hands down, just because his longevity in the game, he done been through generations and still relevant right now to be 20 years in the game, to be at the height of it, to just moving on, all the different business ventures, putting on for other people, being married to Beyonce, all of the above, man. From A to Z, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like you got so much wisdom and so much knowledge from being in the game and winning, like really winning. And now he's reaching back and helping people out and doing a whole lot of things, partnerships with the league, when they, even though it ain't really a hot topic for everybody, it ain't really a popular thing for everybody, but Jay-Z, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's Jay-Z. Like, to me, that's the hype. Like, you know, like, that's one of the people on my list. I done been some places and met some people, but Jay definitely will be like, yeah, want to sit down and really go back and forth with you and pick your brain and just see about some of your experiences and the rooms you've been in. And yeah, Jay-Z, hands down.
What's one question you would ask Jay-Z?
Man, I would probably go with, man, how do you deal with trying to help and be there for everybody, man? It's a hard task, a hard thing to try to do. I know when you feel like you got all these millions and money is probably the general answer. You feel like when you got money, you can solve a whole lot of problems and just throw money at a whole lot of things, which probably make it a whole lot easier, but that ain't really always the answer. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, people expecting him to have all the answers at all the times. Like, what do you mean? Like, Jay-Z, what do you mean you don't know? He can never tell somebody he don't know.
Gotcha.
Like, what you mean you don't know? Like, if Jay-Z don't got the answer, they gonna feel like, what? Like, what you mean?
Yeah, especially in the rap game.
For sure, but I'm sure he had to probably got his hand. A lot of people got to help a lot of people, and when to help, when not to help. I'm sure he done been in that position so many times. He probably done lost friends and family members when he tell them no. Like, I mean, that's a hard part. That's a hard place to be in.
Him and Beans had to fall out because of it. So, and Siegel. So, yeah, I get you. Kenny, what about you?
It would be Ice Cube for me, man. All the things that A said about Jay is all the questions and information I would like to learn from Cube. A guy that's been in the game, you know, since before I was born. You know what I'm saying, and still being relevant now. And you know, all his business ventures, and it seems as though Cube had a plan before he even became a rapper, because of how everything that he's done outside of rap was successful. You know, even with the whole Big Three thing. Shout out to the Big Three and your boy Jared Jack, man. So
shout out to Jared Jack, man. Getting the championship, hitting the game winner. Also, shout out to my man Dave Hawkins. He played in the Big Three as well. So,
right.
Shout out to another hometown.
James White.
Yeah, James White. Shout out to another hometown guy, James White.
D-Sweet is on that same team with Jack and them too.
Yeah, he was. Yep, he was.
Yeah, so everybody from the area eating with Cube right now, it seems. And but yeah, just everything that Cube is, you know, done. And then after having that success, most people that have that success, they don't take on those social issues head on as strong as he does. Like he pays himself, so he's not afraid to speak his opinion on racial equality, inequalities with the police and the government and everything like that. So I definitely would like to pick his brain, and I'll definitely like to be in the classroom and take notes on any lecture or assignments that he get.
Gotcha. Me, I'll say Coolio. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you messed me up.
Hold on, wait. I'm coming off mute for this one. That's a joke. That's a joke, right? Is that a joke?
Jada Cube to Lauryn Hill. What the fuck?
I'm believing that is a joke.
That's crazy about y'all that I can't. Like, I thought this was a safe space.
It is a safe space, but I had to come off mute because I'm just sitting here really wondering, like, is that really your answer? I mean, you're right. No, we said no judgment. No judgment.
No judgment. I thought it was a no judgment zone. Look, L Boogie, the only one that didn't judge me. I don't know if she judged me or not. She probably did judge me.
I didn't. I was like, okay, I can see this. Let's
you
just see
couldn't.
what his
Don't
real
lie to me.
reason
Don't try to make
is.
me feel
But I
better.
can see that.
Like,
He's
nah,
smart.
but
He didn't seem like it.
to be honest with you guys though, you know what it is, Kenny, man.
Yeah.
Nas, man.
Yes, sir.
Nas, I still feel like they speak his piece, and they still like they still give him like he's underrated to me sometimes. Like he don't really get his just due that he need. Like his storytelling is crazy. The way he puts schemes together, like the rewind. I gave you power, like you know what I'm saying? Like just like in the people that he put in the game too, like you know what I mean? The Firm, Foxy, AZ, like you know what I'm saying? Comega, all of them. Like he broke Queensbridge with him. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that nobody else hasn't done that. His business venture, you know, Kenny, like the way he is, his move, his mystique, how he move, everything. You know what I'm saying? He's cool, calm, and collective. The way he moved like a boss to me. You know what I'm saying? Like just the way he like I would love to sit down and pick his brain and talk to him, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not of course he's not Jay-Z in a sense of all the hype behind him. And I'm not saying like Jay-Z is a machine. We know that. We know he's the best. He's probably the best that we at least for our era, right? But Nas to me is right there. Like Nas to me is my favorite. Like you don't have to be the best to be my favorite. Like you know what I'm saying? It's just something about Nas and how he moves, how he talk. Like when even in some of the joints, like just listening to If I Rule the World and what he talked about in that. You know what I mean? Black Girl Lost. You know what I'm saying? But he can still hit you with the other joints. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Just he got a lot of gems. You know what I mean? He got a lot of gems. Illmatic was crazy. It was out of control. It was a dope album. Then you know you had It Was Written. You had Nostradamus. It wasn't that good, but you had I Am. You know, then like to come back and like since A was talking about longevity with Hov, to come back and drop King's Disease and get the Grammy for it. You know what I'm saying? Like
hey, King Disease too, Mike.
Yeah, King Disease too. Like and then he dropped another one right behind it, and that joint was good.
Yeah.
Like my man Nas, man, I don't think he gets that due that he deserves. I think people give him. I got you, A. I think people say, hey, it's Nas because it's Nas, but they don't be like until you be like, damn, Nas, damn. And that's not get how my man played this cool role in Belly too. You know what I'm saying? Get shot and he's like, man, let's go to Africa, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Got shot and laid, man. We out here, man. Let's go to Africa. You know what I'm saying? But you know, and then like one thing that I thought was dope that he did was hopefully I'm saying it right. Like he gave all his daughter, like I think she's on all his albums, I think she gets the credit for it. So she gets paid all of the sales, man. Like that's something that's fire to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm always a big fan of taking care of family. Hey, what you had to say about what you had to say?
I'm just saying, you mentioned Grammys. Is Grammys a real thing in our culture and with us? Like, is Grammys a real thing? Do we really count those like that? Is that something like is that really important is that really a thing for us in our culture? A Grammy? I know you get it and it says a lot.
No, I get what you saying.
Is it really for us?
It is, but
for go ahead, Jane.
But to give my man got the Grammy, man, like give him the flowers like that. To me, that solidifies some of the flowers that he deserved a long time ago. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we know he's a staple in the game. You know what I'm saying? We always hear his name, but I think we hear his name because like he's Nas, but it's not like, you know, like, you know what I mean? You get what I'm saying though? Like he's underrated still to me to a certain extent. Now, everybody gonna say, no, I'm tripping, and that's fine. But to me, like he don't get his just due because he's not mainstream.
Right.
I agree to that.
I say the same for Scarface too. He not mainstream, but longevity is there too.
I came up on Scarface. I'm a huge Scarface fan.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but I was gonna say that as far as answer your question about the Grammys, and then we can move on into the first round. I think a lot of rappers that's in the industry, just the way football players and basketball players look at the Hall of Fame, that's just in their mind, they're conditioned to think that's their justification, that's their one, that's their trophy, that's their championship. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I think to them, I get what you're saying culturally. We need to put power into maybe the BET Awards or something like that. But people take that away and put it into the Grammys, but that's just what we conditioned for from the very beginning. Even from, you know, we probably all around the same age. The Source, when they gave you 5 mics, you know, 4 mics, 3 mics back in the 90s and stuff like that. It justification.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, like I said, I just don't, I think that was kind of like finally, you know what I mean? Because he done put out some good music, but because he's not mainstream, you know, and then when he tried to go mainstream, it really didn't work in his favor. You know what I mean? When they tried to change who he was, it really didn't work in his favor as much.
Right.
So I think when he got with Hit Boy did wonders for him.
Yeah, he did.
You know, with those 2 albums. Man, them 2 albums is fire to me. And King Disease 1 is definitely a classic.
Yeah.
But other than that, moving forward, man, we got the happy hour. Kenny, you ready for these questions, brother?
Yeah, let's get them.
While we doing that, man, Gloria, what you drinking on? Because you've been putting the bottles upside down before we started.
Okay, first of all, don't put my business into the streets. That's supposed to just be, you know, pre. But since it was my birthday a couple days ago, I'm drinking.
Oh yeah, happy belated.
Yes.
Happy belated birthday.
Hey, belated.
Thank you. So my all time, I'm a big wine drinker. I don't really do a lot of liquor in my older age, even though I'm pretty sure I'm the youngest one here. But either way, my favorite wine is a Chardonnay, and I love Kendall Jackson, that brand. So it's a good. But don't judge me, because people always judge me when I drink my wine out of a Dixie, because they're just assuming that I'm drinking liquor because I don't drink it out of a wine glass. But this is definitely Kendall Jackson Chardonnay.
You ghetto.
If my sister sees this, she's going to flip when she knows that it's wine in this cup, because she hates the fact that I will drink wine out of anything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a red wine glass or a white wine glass. Not for me personally. It all tastes the same. I don't care.
Plastic cup tastes the same, huh?
Angela, if you watch this episode, I'm sorry that I'm embarrassing you in front of all these people, but
drinking wine out of.
I don't want to wash the dish.
Got you. Cool.
It's lazy.
Okay. Lauren, what you sipping on? I seen you had a black cup over there yourself. A black Dixie cup.
It's some type of sweet red.
He black only from here.
Some black man from here. It was in Akiki. It's in the refrigerator. I forgot the name of it.
Cool. All right. Well, when you get that name, let us know.
I go find out.
Hey, I know if you was drinking, man, what would you be sipping on? And I know when you get home, you'll have something.
It just depends on the mood, but it's I probably go with maybe some tequila. Probably was what I got in the house right now. Probably some type of tequila.
Got you. Shout out to A. No drinking and driving, man. You know what I'm saying? Way to be safe.
I got a chauffeur tonight, man.
Oh, you got a chauffeur?
I got a chauffeur.
Oh, okay. Well, you might want to be drinking if he driving. You know what I'm saying? He new to this, right?
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What does that say? Ito, what does that say?
Something like that. Long. Sorry, y'all. Cracked my screen. My screen's a little fuzzy. My bad.
All right, you good. Okay.
Adele Heiss.
All right, whatever. Kenny, what you sipping on over there, bro?
Rose.
What's up, Rose, bro?
Why you always laugh when I'm drinking, man?
What's up, Rose, bro?
It's from I'm part of a wine club, so I got this Cooper's Hawk. Cooper's Hawk gonna have to give us an endorsement or something, because I always
you always drinking Cooper's Hawk.
Yeah,
is it good? I've been hearing reviews about Cooper's Hawk. You like it?
Yeah, I'm part of the club, so I get, man, the pandemic. I had 17 free bottles waiting on me. I was drunk as hell.
I'm so here for a man that knows what to do.
You a little thought box. You was drunk off the wine.
No. Don't come for him. Just because he's a man that enjoys good wine.
You was drunk off wine. You a little thought box.
I can't do cognac like we used to do back in the day, man. I ain't
saying drink yak, and that's fine, but you said you was drunk off the wine, my guy.
Like, see, that's spoken like a person who doesn't drink wine. Kenny, I'm here for you. He don't know. You need, it's less needed in order to get drunk when it comes to wine.
Right. And you're not waking up with a
He going in.
He save more money.
whatever. When he drinking wine, he don't go in. He go in there and get put down. He don't put nothing down. He go in there and get put down.
Yeah, the hell.
Kenny, I got your back.
Yeah,
I
go
got
ahead.
your back.
You see who got
Wine
your back.
drinkers- wine drinkers
And I ain't
unite.
got your back. You see who got your back. You go in
Yeah,
there
he
getting,
ain't got your
you go in there
I got
getting
your
put.
back. Wine-
You go in
wine
there getting put to
drinkers
bed.
unite.
You ain't do no bed putting.
See how they do me?
You be like this. I'm ready.
See,
Man, I need to turn the fan on. It's getting hot in here.
Yeah, see.
James,
That's what-
what you got, man?
But I got so I got a cancer, right? You probably can't see it because of the background. It's full of whiskey, right? So during the pandemic, what I've been doing is I take the last cup of any whiskey I drink, and it's more so bourbon. So last cup of any bourbon I drink, and I put it in there, and I've been mixing. So it can be, it's about 12 different bourbons in here.
what?
Yeah, it's about 12 different bourbons in here. So it's kind of like making my own bourbon per se. So like I think I had I got a couple of them in here that, let me go to my notes real quick. I got a couple of what's in here. Drink. Oh, it's Four Roses, Basil Hayden, Larceny, Gentleman Jack, Woodford Reserve, Angel's Envy. It was a couple of other ones that was in here too, that I put in that bottle, in that cancer. So got my name on it. You know, it's personalized. Got a J on the cup, man. I'm drinking pretty good.
I'm about to do the same thing you doing, but I'm about to do it with scotch.
Real good, real good, real good. It ain't nothing that, you know, man. Now don't get me wrong. I won't be over there like, damn, and throwing them back, because I'd be sitting here chin and chest on the bar. But it's definitely good, man. I encourage anybody to do so, whether it's with tequilas, whether it's with scotch. I mean, bourbon is my drink. Bourbon and tequila are my drinks of choice when I go to the drinks. And I do drink wine. I'm a cab guy, by the way.
Hey, I'm on the scotch now, man. I think I
cool.
graduated the scotch, man. So
I mean, you know,
overnight. So
yeah.
Aren't you a little young for the scotch?
I got an old soul though. I got old spirit. Like James, no. James stop by the crib sometimes. I'm on the deck with a cigar, listening to the oldies. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely enjoyed my first scotch last night when I hollered at y'all.
Yeah. We'll talk offline. I want to know which one you got.
All right. First round. Here we go. What did more damage to the Black community, crack cocaine or slavery, and why? I'll start with all y'all look like y'all want me to call y'all first. Let me start. I start with the king, man. I start with Aaron. Hey.
Slavery, man, set us back a long time. we still ain't caught up, man. Crack is crack, I give you. It ain't good. Crack is whack. But slavery, man, like, we still don't got equal rights for things, man. It's still slavery going on, man. Ain't nothing, I don't feel like nothing set us back more than that. Nothing ever will. We still in an uphill battle, though. Oppression, like we still in an uphill battle for. We still ain't there yet.
Okay. Gloria.
So I'm oddly enough torn about this topic. Like, I agree with Aaron. I feel like it's like, to this very day, we because of slavery, we still just they don't care, you know, Michael Jackson, they don't care about us. But part of me, my thing with crack cocaine is like that's something that was within our control. You know what I'm saying? It's like my thing is slavery was like forced upon us. And crack cocaine, although it was introduced, like someone else introduced it, it was like a choice. It wasn't like it was like stuffed down our throats or forcibly like whipped, kind of like slavery was. It's like, no, you made a decision. You made a decision to be a part of this crack cocaine situation, where that's kind of different than slavery. Like, you weren't given a choice, but with crack cocaine, you were given a choice. So it's like I'm kind of torn because my biggest thing is just like it's kind of the thing between like the lesser of two evils. Like they're both terrible and they both weren't our fault. But one thing we didn't have control over and one thing we decided to be a part of. So I just feel kind of torn because of that very reason. Like I really just don't know how I feel about which one did more damage. Because like while at the end of the day, it's like slavery is slavery. But it's like crack cocaine and ran rampant, but we made that decision. That almost seems more damaging because we could have had more control over that. But we, as a culture in general, did that on our own. It wasn't forced upon us like slavery was. So I'm so straddled on the fence that I don't have a true answer to which one. But I think if I had to choose at the end of the day, I would agree with Aaron. It would really just be slavery because it's just like at the end of the day, we are still struggling, and it just almost seems like we will always be struggling just because of the foundation of America.
Cool. That was I get okay. I see why you say straddling the fence and okay, L Boogie.
All right.
For the exact same reason Gloria said, I lean more towards the crack cocaine. It was a choice. Slavery was forced upon us. It's something we could have controlled in a manner of speaking, but then again, not. I feel like you had a couple white people on a boat come in and say, do what I say do. You don't know what to do. They could have fought back, but it was different. Our resources were different. They didn't have the same things that the white man had. They didn't, or whatever type of people they were that came in, because even some Black people came on the Black people in Africa and stuff like that where it started. But crack, they said, yeah, it make you feel good. Soon as you see the first person feel good and foam up at the damn mouth and fall over, you should have said, I don't want to feel that good and stop. But instead, y'all just keep going and going and going and going, and you just made it your own problem. And then, in a manner of speaking, how the slavery is going and how it's still going today, did you ever think that maybe like the crack is what crack and other things like that are what's keeping us from being able to go past it? Because you probably have those smart people that could find a way around it, but they so busy in a bathroom or in a shack or in a drug house getting high, they're not even out here fighting for their people to make things better. So therefore, I personally feel like, yes, it's two different eras, it's two different times, it's two different types of decisions, but we probably could have been past this or at least further along than we were. But you got them people that they just can't say no to a good time. Like, look at people now. You got young people out here today smoking K2 and whatever all this other stuff is, and stuff getting laced in fentanyl, but y'all still sniffing it up your noses. White people too. You're still sniffing it up your nose. You're still sticking it in your arm. They sticking stuff everywhere. Nose, eyes, butt cracks. You don't know where they putting this stuff at. Then you passing it to your friend. You know, oh, this is cool. No, this is not cool. You're dying. You're dying. Simple decisions. Some you can control, some you can change. But if you don't want to make a change, then I don't know what to tell you. People are so concerned with partying than they are with trying to take control of things, but the things that they can't control, they complain about. So they go the easy way out. So I'm like, I understand, Gloria, why you're on the fence, but at the same time, I feel like that didn't make it better looking at the circumstances of two entirely different times of life that we're comparing.
Girl, you said that very well. Because
I thought about this earlier. I was like, I need to figure out how to answer this because I was stumped the first time. I felt like you and had to like really break it down. And I was like, no, it's two different times. Like slavery was forced upon because those people didn't want to die.
Yeah.
You know what? You got a gun. I'm good. What you want me to do? You want me to sweep the sand? Let me go get a broom. You want me to get on this boat? Let me go ahead and take this free cruise to the other world. Like, you just need me plant some plants for you. I got you. Versus, take this stuff, put it, like, you got to go through a whole process to do crack cocaine. Like, it's a whole process. You got to get a spoon. You got to find a lighter. You got to find a needle.
Making decisions as you go. Like, that you're constantly deciding what to do.
That before you did it. Like, let me Like you had to realize, and then the next man that does it, you watch them find a spoon, find a syringe. They had to find something to tie around their arm to go, boop. That's a lot. And I don't want to hear about addiction because you can't be addicted to nothing if you didn't do it in the first place.
Nice.
I have a friend who's both his parents is addicted to drugs and he will argue you down. I don't care about it. That was a choice, and it is.
Yeah.
But your body gets addicted. I get it, but it's a choice.
Yeah.
Hey, what you got to say? Hey, I see you.
Slavery happened for all of the black people, though. Like for all of us, we can't get around that. Crack don't hit everybody's household.
No, I feel you on that. But it was a big time when a lot of that came out, and a lot of that stuff affected a lot of black people. A lot.
Yeah, that's for urban areas.
And it stemmed into other things.
Like that. But crack ain't really hit like the masses of the black people. There's a lot of black people who don't really, you know what I'm saying, have to deal with any crack. But again, you also have to realize you're comparing two different times. Two entirely different times.
Question was the damage. Which one was more damaging, crack cocaine?
Yeah, I was gonna say I guess my thing is it's about what's more damaging, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it's about like it's kind of like the debate about quality over quantity. Like, yeah, we know slavery affected way more people, but does that necessarily mean that crack cocaine was less because it wasn't as many people? Like, I understand Aaron's argument because in a grand scheme of things, it's like way more black people were enslaved than black people that were on crack. But my thing is, I guess I'm going to use the quality over quantity debate where it's just like, one thing was you didn't have a decision and you were just trying to survive, where the other one is like, no, like Lauren said, like I took like 3 steps before I did this decision, and I could have stopped multiple times and I didn't. And then the next person watched me and still decided to repeat those same steps. So it's like you decided to make multiple decisions, and there were multiple black people that made those decisions on their own accord. No one forced them. And that's kind of why I guess me and Lauren are like, no, that's a bigger impact because you could have chose to be better. You could have been super smart. You could have been the next, whoever great activist, but we'll never know because you were strung out or you could have died already from overdosing for a decision you made that no one forced upon you but yourself.
Okay.
And that's like.
Okay. I mean, I hear you guys. I mean, listen, it's like I hear you guys. Kenny, what about you, bro?
Yeah, I was listening to everybody. I just want, and I agree. I mean, everybody raised valid points. Everybody got different opinions on things. And what I'll say is, I think what A would, I kind of agree with A as far as slavery. I think slavery broke us, right? We didn't have a choice with slavery, and I heard you guys say we had a choice with crack. But what I was saying was when we were our ancestors were strong people, kings, queens, part of tribes. We survived the worst conditions during the Middle Passage. We were some strong people, and then we were put into slavery to build this country and really the foundation of this country. And I just think doing all that, we were broken. And I always think about the movie Roots when the guy, the white, the master kept beating Kunta Kinte until, he stopped calling his real name, and then he broke him, and then he called himself Toby. I take that, and I think at that moment when, we were broken in slavery, they used that against us, and that really diminished a lot of opportunities for us to be successful in this country in equality. So like living during the times of the Jim Crow days, from slavery to Jim Crow and going into the 80s during the crack epidemic and the things like that, we were people who even in slavery, they ate chitlins and all the stuff that, they threw away, the food that they threw away. I just felt as though the same thing that they did with our food back in the slavery days were the same thing that they did with opportunities. They put us in the place that they call ghettos, the projects, and there's no opportunities. And when there's no opportunities, you're going to get desperate. You're going to, live on the other side of life and do crime to survive. People don't make a choice to do crime just to do crime because it's cool. They do it to survive. And I just think it created the crack epidemic, kind of created opportunities that people saw that was illegal, and it was a detriment to our people because we were serving it to ourselves. But what I was saying, I think it all started, the foundation of it was slavery when they broke us. And when they broke us, they diminished the opportunities. They used that to control us. And when they control us, it wasn't a choice. It was survival. It's either I go and it's a hard decision that our people made, but they did it to survive. They're not eating. They don't have food on the table. I get it. Addiction, some people say it, when you smoke that crack, it's a hard addiction that to break. I don't know nobody personally that's been on it, but I did hear that it is a hard addiction. When it's something that you never felt before, a feeling that's the way it was described to me as a feeling that's better than sex. So, that's my answer. I think it's slavery. I think the foundation of it started with slavery, and I just think it wasn't a choice. It was more of either survive or die, and then that's what we have today.
I guess I'm with her. I guess I'm with the fellas. Ladies, I do understand exactly where you guys coming from. I think it's negative impact of both slavery and the crack epidemic. It's crazy when you talk about slavery because we had no say so. Like, if they come and rape your wife, it is what it is. They come take your child off the plantation and take them to where they want them to go. If they're gonna sell you, they can sell you. You know what I mean? We were property. You know what I mean? I just heard somebody say back in the day that we were property. So the white people just deserve 40 acres and a mule just as much as we do because their property was taken away from them. Like, we were property. You know what I mean? Like, that's tough to be owned. You know what I mean? And then you have no say so of anything that you can, there's no say so of anything. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. You just got to take it and shut the fuck up and just roll with the punches. I think the only beauty that came out of slavery is that we learned a lot of trades. Blacksmiths, sharecroppers, farmers, carpentry. I think those are some of the beautiful things that did come out of slavery. And I don't want to sit here and say that because we have a lot of ancestors that did fight back. Let's not say they didn't fight back. Some did fight back. You know what I mean? It just was, like you said, it was different. You know what I mean? You taken from a land or sold from the land you lived on, you know what I mean, to go and do work. I mean, crack was bad too, though. Crack put a lot of us in jail. It left a lot of fatherless homes. I think that's tough. You know what I mean? I think that's, some of the reasons why we are the way we are today. And also during the time, coke and crack is the same thing. One's cooked, one's a powder, right? One's a rock, one's a powder, right? Mm-hmm. And you get more time for crack. You know what I mean? That's just not being in charge or, still being in some type of bondage. So like, I guess what Kenny's saying, in some type of bondage, I guess what Kenny's saying is it all stems from slavery. So, it's crazy. The only thing that you can say about crack too, like, I guess but I get what you're saying, because the one thing about crack though, if you want to look at it from excuse my language, a nigga standpoint, is like a lot of people ate good. A lot of people made a lot of money. You know what I mean? Was able to take that dirty money and turn it into businesses and everything like that. You know what I mean? Whether it messed the country up or not, but you had a lot of different other races coming through. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy that, slavery, we built. Okay, that 1942.
I was going to say too, James, like that people would say, a lot of people ate from the crack epidemic and things like that, and they try to talk down on our people for all the drug dealers and what I'm saying, and the glorifying and everything like that. But wasn't this country built on outlaws?
Yeah, it's always have. It's built on that. So, I think it's crazy to when you say that question, and ask that question. It's a hard choice to choose, you know what I mean, depending on it, because like, of course, people gonna look at slavery as just like you said, Gloria, you made it, you don't know, made a good point of equality over quantity. You know what I mean? The choice is decisions, but were there really decisions? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was handed to you, you know what I mean, to make a living off of. And we made a way, we improvised as we always do as Black people.
Yeah.
We improvised and found a way to make it make more money off of it and make it cheaper. Step on it, all that. You know what I'm saying? For everybody to get.
I think naturally in our DNA, we're survivors. Think about every hard time this world
I think that, but
history, we survived.
And so I know this question is not the question we asked, but it just had me thinking. Do you guys think, and you know, I want to ask this question, but do you guys really think that slavery and crack was damaging, or was it the middle piece? And what I mean by the middle piece, was it the post-slavery where we was trying to chase the equality? Like, do y'all think we were better segregated when we had our own Black Wall Street, we had our own schools, we had our own, you know, we stuck together, we banged together a little more. I mean, you always gonna have a crab in a barrel or crab in a bucket mentality from some people, you know what I mean? But do y'all think that, is it really the slavery, or was it segregation trying to chasing that equality that so we can be as equal as them? So not putting back into our neighborhoods, not doing this, not doing that because we felt a certain type of way. Gloria, look like you want to say something. I'm just asking, do y'all think? And I want to ask, that's want to ask that question.
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both because, I mean, we can all here agree that slavery was terrible. I mean, we know slavery was bad, and the fact that we, you know, like I said, people didn't have a choice. And I think the mentality of slaves, and then however that matriculated through the generations, is stuff that people still like. It's just like little stuff that's ingrained in people today, and even like subconsciously. But then I kind of get where you're coming from with the whole, like, you know, if you do your research, you know that like Black people were flourishing when stuff was separate. It wasn't until we were trying to be like, oh, we want to be like you. We're trying to be like white people and be on the same field, where it got kind of weird. And it does make you wonder, like, would we be further along as a community if we would have just kept the segregation? If Black people just had their own thing instead of trying to worry about being equal to or better than the white man, like, where would we be?
Hey, what's your thoughts on that? I'm sorry, Gloria.
No. You're good.
That question that I posed.
That is a very good question, because we were fighting to be equal, and we were fighting for voting rights and things like that. At that time, would we still be, at what point where it would have been like, oh, we're going to take this away from y'all because you ain't be able to vote, so that means you don't got the rights to even come to the table to decide what's law or what's not law, or what should be and what should not be. I hear you. It's a very good question, and it's a thin line, because yeah, we wonder, that's what the goal was, to be equal and to be able to say you ain't better than me just because of the color of my skin. And if we just stay in our own lane, does that don't create law for our own lane? That creates, you know what I'm saying, opportunity for us within our community. But our community is a part of the world and part of the United States and a part of the whole bigger picture of it. So I hear you. I can't really say, but that's definitely a good question.
What's your thoughts on that, Lauren? Do you think that we would have been better off segregated, or, you know, should we continue to fight for equality, or, you know?
It's possible that maybe we would have been better off staying segregated. But at the end of the day, the white man still would have found a way to bother us, and we'll still have found a way to be like, but I still want to be like you. I want what they have. And it sucks to say that, but even looking at today, when you look at what celebrities are gifting each other and giving each other and doing for each other, they're still trying to keep up with the white man. And it sucks to say that, because everybody screams, Black this, Black that, Black, Black, Black. But then y'all shout I hate racism. I love the Black side of things, but y'all can't scream Black power, Black this, Black that, and then get mad when the white man do it. That's your way of trying to be, that's some of these people's way of trying to be better than the white man. No, if you want to be equal to them, then you don't need to put Black on everything. You don't need to make it more than it needs to be. Just be what we are. Like, again, what Gloria said, even what Aaron said, like, just, we were fine where we were before we started seeking the attention of the people that we feel we need to impress because they brought us here. If it's that deep, no disrespect, go back home. Africa's still there.
Wow.
Everybody want to talk about, oh, I'm from Africa this, I'm from Africa that, this is that, and the third. Well, go back. You don't have to stay here. Yes, but the world is different. You still have to go through avenues to get there, but nobody really wants to go over there. So yes, I do feel like maybe when we weren't so worried about trying to impress the masses, we definitely were probably in a better space.
Okay.
It didn't look as pretty as what they had, but we had it. We all had a roof. We had a water fountain. We had a restaurant. We had Black Wall Street. We had it. We were good.
Yeah. I hear you. But I do hear what you're saying, Aaron, because you still wouldn't have been, I get what you're saying, Aaron, about that piece of not still being equal, even though we were separate, you know what I mean? Because we still would have to fight against them regardless, because they still had the upper hand because they was in power of everything. But Kenny, what's your thoughts on that, bro?
I'll be real quick, man. I heard everybody, and really, I like to dumb it down a little bit. It's like that in a broken home when that stepchild trying to get that love like that biological child. I think we're chasing that love that we'll never get. We're trying to play that game of chess that we haven't invented, and the rules are embellished for them to win and not us. So I just felt as though that hunger and that trying to be equal to them when all the desegregation laws came into place, in the integration with schools and everything, people moving out of the neighborhoods, like what Martin Luther King said, when all that happened, he felt as though that he led his people into a burning house. And what that means is we started hating each other and being envy of each other. Like, I'm not, like, I heard something, I forgot who said it, but I'm not afraid of the people who hate on me, right? Because they're not close to me. They don't know me. I'm afraid of my friend who envies me, because that's who can get me. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's that mentality in the way that I look at when you gave me that question. Let's stop trying to get that love. And like what Lauren was saying, let's stop trying to throw it back at them and say, you know, Black lives, matter, or all that other stuff. Let's just take care of each other. Let's recreate Black Wall Street. Let's just worry about each other, because like all these other races, the Jewish community, they're taking care of each other. The Asian community, they're taking care of each other, and they're surviving here, and they're not being, messed with. But I think because they're not chasing the love that we're chasing, we want these people who hate us to look at us with love, and it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. I think the only thing that can cure this whole situation is Black unity.
Okay.
Which almost seems impossible.
Okay. I mean, I like it.
But I feel like that's a topic for another day.
Yeah. I mean, I just think as long as we continue to grow and educate ourselves and educate our youth, because they are the future of tomorrow, or they are the adults of tomorrow. We just got to keep it, instilling in them and breaking these generational curses, and these habits that was formed and that was, embedded in us as a youngin. You know what I mean? Like, we all probably suffer from some type of, I call it hood PTSD or PTSD, you know what I'm saying, as a Black person. You know what I'm saying? So I just guess if we continue to try to, break it, we can make some changes around here. But I like what y'all said on that first question. That was a lot deep. It was heavy, man. That was heavy. Yikes. Yeah. And shout out to 85 South. 85 South, the podcast. Carlos, I was listening to their podcast, and Carlos, they were just talking about it, and then it just came up. And I said, damn, that's a dope ass topic. So I don't want nobody to think we still in. I just want to shout them out because that's who I got it from. And I thought it was a good conversation to talk about, even on my platform, and the people that I could touch. Yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate you guys answering it, truthfully and transparently. You know what I mean? That's a heavy question.
Yeah.
Moving on to question 2, Kenny. What we got? Round two, man.
All right, just switching it up. We're gonna switch up the mood a little bit. Get a little you know how we get. Is ignorance bliss to a person you dating but not committed to? And I got a few follow-up questions, but we'll start there, and then we'll segue into those follow-up questions. And then that's the second round question. And I'll start with Lauren because I like her reaction.
Go deeper for me on that too. Like, explain that. Like, dumb it down. Ignorance. I get what you're saying, but dumb it down because it's broad.
Like you being in your happiness of being ignorant to the person that you're dating. Are you worried about what they do on their leisure time outside of you guys' relationship? So if you see them dating another person, or they just openly tell you, I just came back from a date, are you okay with that? Like,
so are we dating?
Go ahead, James.
My bad. I want to just make sure it's clarified because it's a broad question. Are we dating with the notion of we're together and being with this one person, or are we dating and having a good time? And as my man, and I'm hold up before you say something, I'm gonna give my man A some love. But as my man Jay would say, our time together is our time together. Our time apart is our time apart. So love Jay with your mind, girl, and not your heart. So I'm just trying to get some clarification before the question is answered, because I was just like, when I heard you say it, it's kind of broad. I know we have a follow-up question, but I want to, before we dive into anything, just make sure we're clear on what the statement is going to be, or what we're answering. So I hear what you said. So is it we're dating, or we kicking it? You can do you, I can do me.
Yeah, right there, and almost to the point of, okay, we've been doing this for a while. Where we at, but neither party has said it. You know what I'm saying? Neither party's put it out there. You get what I'm saying? So I just want to know, did that make you go into that relationship and say, I don't like how that felt? You know what I'm saying? Just being more clear. Like James said.
Lauren, go ahead, Lauren. He asked you first.
Well, considering I just got out of a long relationship, if I was dating somebody and we're literally just dating, like it's not no exclusivity, what am I supposed to say to you? What am I supposed to say? I'm not even trying, like, what is there for me to say? I'm very transparent. I will tell my situation. I will tell what's going on with me. If I'm going to go on a date with somebody else, if that conversation comes up, or if you try to ask me out, like, oh, hey, boo, like, you want to go out tonight? Oh, my bad, I'm going out with somebody else. I don't necessarily have to tell you it's a date, unless I feel like being that transparent with you. But me being the person that I am, I would tell you, oh, look, somebody wants to take me out, I'm going to go. But if there's some type of exclusivity there, I'm going to sit my ass at home, my behind at home. I'm not about to go out with nobody. But, I mean, and if I was out and I saw him, I'm not that person. Now, if we in a relationship, yes, I'm definitely walking up to you and I'm going to speak. Hello, how are you? I'm Lauren. Nice to meet you. And I'm going to give you the face like, we gonna talk about this, unless I feel the need to honestly go off right then and there. But otherwise, what am I supposed to say to you? Like, we're openly dating. I can't be mad at you for being out with somebody else and we happen to be in the same spot. And if I really felt like it, yes, I'll come over and speak, but I'm definitely not going to be rude. But we will definitely have a conversation about it later. Absolutely.
Okay. So, like, what about to the point where it's the elephant in the room? Y'all been dating for a while. It's the elephant in the room. It's been brought up, but then it's been, y'all
not about to argue with you.
Way out of that conversation, but it's there, and the feelings is there, and the feelings is mutual. But is that?
I probably feel some type of way, but I'm not about to argue with you in public. I'm not about to embarrass myself like that. If it's that deep, again, I will. If it's that deep, can we talk for a minute and I'll pull you to the side, or we gonna have a conversation later? And if it leads to us not talking no more, because I don't like the disrespect or the lack of respect. I won't necessarily call it disrespect because it's not always that. It just depends on the exact situation. But I just don't have time to argue with people no more. If you want to talk to
I feel
somebody
you.
else, bye.
I feel you.
See you later. I don't have time for that type of argument.
Yeah,
That's not in a place in my life I want to be.
that's how I am. I'm too old for drama. Like I just
So you said the feelings mutual. So if the feelings mutual, why y'all still dating? Why y'all ain't together? You know, I'm just asking. If the feelings mutual, I'm trying to do this and you trying to do this. What we doing? We ain't dating no more. We kind of, we kind of in this thing.
I mean, but it's a real situation though. Like some people don't want. Some people would say, "I don't want to put a name on it."
You don't want to just put a title to it, but that means I can still do whatever I want to do. Even if it's me wanting to still don't put a title on it, if it's her or however that goes.
But on the other side of the seesaw, would you hide it? Or would you?
I ain't good at telling a whole lot of lies, man. I can't keep up with the story, so that I get in trouble all the time. Being too honest, man. I'm not good at it. I can't remember what I said the last time. I can't remember, man.
I got you.
My wife be mad at me sometimes.
Hey, baby. Shout out to the missus.
Put it on mute.
Shout out to the better half. Shout out to the better half.
Yes, sir. Gloria.
I'm just like this. It's a not touchy subject for me personally, but I just feel like in general, the biggest problem is that people, and I'm encompassing everybody because it's not a man or woman thing. Nobody is upfront about how they feel or what they want out of relationship. So it just leaves so many things unanswered. And it just makes these type of situations weird. Where one person might feel this type of way and the other person doesn't feel that way, but no one's communicated how they actually feel about something. So both people aren't on the same page about how we should be moving forward in a relationship. My biggest thing has always been communication. Like, nobody's a mind reader. The woman's not a mind reader. The man is not a mind reader. You need to say how you feel about something. If we're just dating, we both need to be on the same page about what that looks like. Because I've also learned that people's definitions of stages of relationships are different. And I wouldn't even broadly say it's a man thing versus a woman thing, because it's literally like you will hear women have different concepts of what it means to just be talking or dating or mutually exclusive or relationship. Like it's so many stages in people's minds. And it's just like, you don't know who you're coming into contact with when you decide to date a person. And I just always feel like you communicate and have a conversation. It's not about what the mass is saying. Me and you, because we're the only two people that matter, we need to have a conversation about what does dating look like for us? What does it mean for us? Are we dating other people? Are we just dating each other and we're exclusive? Are we in a relationship and we shouldn't be talking to other people? And I just feel like people don't have those conversations anymore. And it just makes all of this gray area where people don't know where they stand with other people. So they don't know if they should be dating other people, if they should feel some way if they see somebody out. Like, you know, you pose the question. It's just like, if you had a conversation, it would kind of eliminate all of this. Just kind of say, hey, and I don't want to say in a general sense, like, what are we? Because I just kind of hate the negative stereotypes that has, but have a conversation of, are we just dating? Are we dating other people? Are we mutually exclusive? Are we courting? Like, these are all different things. And I think people have different definitions of what they mean. So you should have a conversation with whoever you're deciding to do anything with so that y'all are on the same page. And it's not just assumed that y'all are on the same page about what it means. Because some people say, oh, we're just dating. Well, one person is like dating several people, while the other person is like, I'm only dating this one person. Y'all didn't have a conversation. I just feel like everything about relationships in the dating stage could be solved if people just were honest about how they felt or what things mean to them, and then just kind of have a mutual collaborative decision about what does that mean for us moving forward. I would just like to say it worked for me. I've been married for 5 years now, so.
Oh, dope.
I just feel at the end of the day, it's really just about communication. Like, just have it. People don't want to have hard conversations anymore, but it's really not hard. It's a simple conversation. Like, if we're dating, does that mean we're both entitled to date multiple people, or does that mean we're only dating each other? Or does that mean we're mutually exclusive? Or does that mean we're in a relationship? Or does that mean that our purpose is now courting and we're going towards marriage? I think people just don't understand those definitions, and they should like read up on what those different levels mean and then determine accordingly. And I feel the world would just be a better place if men and women, because both sides can just be so lackadaisical about the dating stage. I feel sorry for anyone who is dating in 2021. It's like ghetto. Like, I don't know what I would do if I was like a single person right now. It's terrible because people are just, they're not open, they're not honest about how they feel. And everything is just so passive aggressive instead of just being straightforward with how you truly feel. And it's ghetto. And my heart goes out to all the single people out there. I'm praying for you. I really am. This is ghetto.
Well, Lauren, she praying for you, Lauren.
Oh, Lauren. Let's go back. Lauren, honey, I'm really praying for you because the men out here are just, they're whack. I mean, no offense to the rest of y'all. But men
Y'all
are just
whack. Sorry.
Men in general is just so whack. And I think most of it is like women are so busy trying to protect themselves. They don't want to be all in because a man is just not totally honest with what he wants. Like, you say, I want to date you, but are you telling me that you're dating other people while you're telling me that you want to date me? Like, that's a whole nother conversation. I'm not about to get into it, but men are ghetto. And Lauren, honey, I'm praying for you because I know it's ghetto in these streets.
So all women are Mary, Mother of Jesus. Like,
absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I am
You
not
just said
saying
men
that.
are ghetto though. Like,
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that women are angels, because there are women that are crazy. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just saying that in the grand scheme of things, there are a lot of I don't even want to say ghetto. Let's just go with the word like passive aggressive. I like that word better. I feel like most men, and correct me if I'm wrong, for the ones who are dating or used to date, are not 100% honest with women about what they want out of their relationship.
I think it goes both ways.
I think it goes both ways.
I don't think it's one more than the other. I think that, even when you, like, I guess because you're a woman and, women always say they mature faster than men, whatever have you, whatever that looks like. I think that I think that's the way you.
I'm gonna let you pass on that one. I'm not even gonna touch that. I'm not even gonna touch that.
But I mean, I think that's your opinion in the sense of, and you're entitled to your opinion, of course. But it's a lot of women out here who do the same thing. I know it's a lot of women out here who have different men for different things. They got a man that they want to take
totally
them out.
Agree.
They got a man to do this. They got a man to do that. They got a man to do this.
Totally agree.
You know what I mean? They got women. Women are in the same boat as men in the sense of, they play with emotions. Things such as you can break up with her, but y'all still whatever, in that gray area, and then you give her, I want space, but I don't really want you talking to nobody else. Vice versa, and then when you don't hug her or nothing like that, she's like, oh, well, you ain't called me, or you ain't hugged me today, or you ain't do this, that, and third. And he's like, well, I thought we was. But then when I want to come see you, we not together, I need my space, whatever have you. I think both parties do it. I don't think men do it more than women. I don't think women do it more than men. I just think that men.
I totally agree with that to a certain extent.
I think that the way it's portrayed is that men do it more than women, and it's just not true.
It's not true anymore.
Not
anymore.
I
think over time. I think over time. I think even when you
I
listen
totally
to our
feel you.
music, if you listen to the music and where it was back when we were younger to where it is now and what people are singing and rapping about, we grew up on ballads and even the rappers, they rap about flashlights and stuff. Now it's all sex, drugs, and hoes and strippers and all that stuff. So women started falling for the music. They started going to the point where, okay, this is what a man wants. So they're doing it. So therefore, some of these women, I'm not going to necessarily say it's all the music, but I think that's where it went.
But I mean, even with the music,
women started turning into gold diggers. So men just like, oh, well, she just want money. She really don't want me. I'm gonna use her for the other side of things. Whereas the woman thinks that she's using him for money or a meal or a movie or just someone to talk to. When whole time, like everybody is stirring this big old pot right now.
I just think it.
But
I
it
won't
does
even say
come
the
across
music
like
was
it's
different.
men.
I don't think the music was different back then. To be honest with you, it was just more.
You don't think music was different
No,
from when we were
hold up. Hear
young to
me out.
now?
Hear me
Some
out.
of it is the same. I ain't gonna lie. It's
Hear
worded
me
very
out.
differently.
Hear me out.
Mayfield. Listen to the Superfly soundtrack. He was a drug dealer, a pimp, and
Yeah. He said, "I'm your mama. I'm your daddy. I'm that nigga in the alley. I'm your pusher man."
Transcend, but
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, I think they
sense.
were more clever and they were more discreet. I think as we getting older and things is not. I think as we getting older
understand
and things,
more.
and the world are more lenient. And I think it was
people acting lenient.
Yeah, so I think that's what happens. Like, and the wave of the internet and things like that, you get to it faster. That's what I think happened. Because
I would agree with that.
Secret Lover is the same thing as another song in this world of cheating. This nigga, they just saying, "I'm cheating on you now," but Secret Lovers was like, be doing it, but we just about it.
I would agree. We're older now. We're understanding the metaphors.
Was women's music so openly about go get the money, go get the money, go get the money? What songs was it back then? Lil' Kim was talking about sex and nasty stuff, but was she just saying go get the pockets? Like, I don't want nothing but get in his pockets.
I got you. I hear what you're saying.
I'm just really asking. I think it's a.
Like I said, I think they were a little more clever with it. Like Betty White song. It was her song was about her first time.
Yeah, for sure. I ain't disputing that.
More analogies. I think it's just more analogies. Like back then,
but a lot more
to, like, decipher what
it was. Like I said,
it's
it's the difference between using certain words and other words. That's all it is.
Yeah,
that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it.
But you're also correct, James. Like a lot of it is it's the social media aspect too. So yeah, I do agree with that. Social media makes it more accessible for a lot of things, so people can see what you got before they really get to know you, and they know what they really after. And at the end of the day, no matter how you look at it, yes, Gloria, is easier to blame it on the men because that's the way it's perceived. But everybody is stirring the pot at this point. Yeah. Everybody's making it hard to date. Everybody's making it hard to find that one person that actually is for you.
And I don't think it's just about communication. I think it's how you communicate, and I think it's also deal breakers. Like, what's a real deal breaker? You know what I mean? Like, I think that plays a role in it too. What's a real deal breaker?
Do people have those conversations anymore? Do people think about,
I don't know. I don't
genuinely, know. I'm genuinely asking because someone who's been out of the dating pool for a while, it's like, I don't know if people determine I'm not going to deal with a person that does this. But then do they end up dating the person who they just said? Like, do they end up dealing with the deal breaker?
I can't tell you or whatnot, but deal breakers are different for everybody. I still think even in a marriage, it's some deal breakers. You know what I mean? As you get older and as you grow, because y'all evolving every day in a marriage as well. I mean, for the people that's married on this thing. Oh, yeah. So I think that y'all evolving. So you 5 years, Kenny, you what, 9?
Yeah.
And hey, you 2, right? No, hey, you 1, right? Well, you on the thing. Hey, you 1, right? Marriage, 1 year. Hey, you heard me? 1 year.
Yeah, I'm a little over 1 year now. Just had 1 year.
So I just think even in that year, A has probably seen some different things and evolved in different areas and seen some things that he like. You know what I'm saying? But I just think it's harder to separate a marriage. You're going to work harder than you are, of course, if you're not married. I just think that, you know, it's just about what you talk about. Like I said, he said ignorance is bliss about it. If you don't speak up about it, the person don't know. If you do speak up about it and the person know and they don't change, then it's on you to make a decision on what decision you want it to be. I just think that's all it is about for the most part. Do you when you're ready to leave, you'll leave. When you're ready to go, or if it's not working out for you, eventually you'll roll out no matter how much time you put in. That's how I feel about it.
A lot of it experiences and pride, a mixture of both.
What'd you say?
Experiences and pride. It's a mixture of both.
Okay.
Like what they've been on in the past, and the pride comes from, okay, well, I did this in this last whatever it was. I ain't gonna be the first Negro to, you know what I'm saying, put it out there. I'm gonna be ignorant to whatever it is and protect my feelings and be happy with that. And it'll just be an elephant in the room until she jumped first. And you know, I'm gonna leave it there because I ain't gonna put myself out there.
Wait, not to incriminate yourself. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, but I guess, you know what I mean? If you see that person that you're dating out on a date, because I know you asked that question, that's tough. I don't care what anybody say. Like, I may not feel the way, like, I'm gonna get back to the reality of it, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like if I see her on a date, like, oh, okay, she cool. I don't know. I'm like, it's easy to say,
Right.
but she tell you I'm going out on a date, whatever have you, cool. But if you see him, and maybe it's me, hey, am I tripping? Kenny, am I tripping?
Nah, yeah, like just being real, like,
and this is pre-merge, Jay. So let's get that out there.
yeah, but just being real though, like
me knowing who I am at that time, I gotta go with that. I know she not the only one I'm dating, but to me, I'm gonna be like, well, I hope you having a good time. It ain't like I'm gonna be like, he ain't know me. That's just the competitor on me. Like, have a good time. Oh, all right, you know what? I'm gonna hit her later on and see if she answers. Then that'll be the real test.
That's such a dude response. Like, I guess my question is just in general. If you know that you are also dating other people, why would you be in your feelings if you saw them with someone else? Like, honestly speaking.
But you can't put, you know how they say love is blind? Like when you're in love with somebody, I'm not saying that you're in love with them at that moment, but I'm just saying like feelings and logic don't go together. Like, I get what you're saying, Gloria, but like when you see it, you're a human being, and when you see that, that's your motherfucking heart might naturally fall to your feet. You be like, what the fuck? You know,
it's just not your. I guess
it all depends
on you, though. Okay, that's on you.
It depends on multiple factors. It's so many factors involved, though, because I can't speak. I'm not gonna speak for like women in general. Personally, I am a like logical over emotions type of woman. Like, I'm not the woman that's going to be overly emotional about anything. And if we've already had a conversation about how we are dating other people and I see you out with someone else, it does not faze me. We had a conversation about this. Why would I be in my feelings? You said you were dating other people. I said I was dating other people. So if I see, we live in the DMV. We all know the DMV is like this big. So the likelihood of you seeing people and running into people is very likely. So if I have a conversation with you that, hey, we're both going to make the decision that we're dating other people, it's almost kind of crazy to not see you out with somebody else. Again, I'm speaking for me.
I'll tell you what I do.
That doesn't bother me. Now, if we hadn't had the conversation, then I could probably understand why I would feel type of way.
Okay, I'll tell you what I do. I get what you're saying, Gloria, and I'll tell you what I do. And this is the truth, because A said something too. I see you out on a date with somebody else, or if I call you and I'm like, hey, what's going on? You like, I'm going on a date, or I'm out on a date, whatever have you. At that moment, I'm gonna know what it's gonna be. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna know. So if I see you on a date, and like A said, I hit you up, and you know what I mean, you answer whatever have you. If I'm feeling some type of way, I'm not gonna necessarily say like, I don't believe you was out on a date. I'm gonna be like, yo, let's go ahead and just cut the dating thing out. Let's just go ahead and cut the dating thing out. I realized in that moment, seeing you on a date with the dude, kind of like made me feel like, nah, I don't really want you dating nobody else. Let's get out the game.
That's
I'll do
Y'all
that.
are such men, and it's just
burned.
it's sickening.
For you to see that woman with another man, for you to realize that.
No,
yeah.
like sometimes I'm just saying, sometimes you have that ego, that thing we call ego, where you like, oh, she ain't doing that. She talk
You
that
thinking
game
she
until
ain't
you
dating
see
nobody
it.
else.
And when you see it, I'm just saying for me.
Hey.
I'm just saying, I know if I seen it,
You're
you know what I'm saying? If I
terrible.
didn't like it, like if I was like, cool, nah, I'm cool with still kicking and having a good time. You know what I mean? Because at the moment, I'm really not, my mindset is not on what you're doing because I'm having my good time. I'm kicking it as well. So it's different. Like Kenny said, it's kind of different when you see it.
Because I'm gonna say this though, and I heard an old guy say this, so it really resonates. Like a girl that you really feeling is the most attractive when you see him on the arms of another man. You be like, fuck, like real talk. Like when she's on the arms of another man, you like, damn. Well,
Why
I mean,
does it take that though? Like this is like a completely separate question. I don't know if it's gonna take us in a completely different direction. But as far as men are concerned, why are y'all like that? Like, why does it? You don't just know when you like someone and you want to be with someone. Why does it take you needing to see her with someone else, not thinking about you, to decide? Oh my God, I really like her.
that's
a good question that I can't answer.
No, but for
We can answer that another show.
for me, I answer for me, and I'm just one man in this whole planet. But for me, it's pride and experiences.
I don't know how to answer that question. I'm going to pass. Hey, you know how to answer that question?
That ain't my circumstances. So
Yeah, so I don't know how to answer that question.
But
if
I feel like
if I'm dating, is she dating? I'm dating. I can't be mad at her. That's the game.
No.
I chose to play the game too. Because if I didn't want to
But
play, I would have said, "Hey, let's do this."
But can't be mad and still
Like,
end
hey,
up
I ain't
mad. It's two
nothing
different
like-
things though. My thing is, we can all say, I don't have a right to be mad, right? If you draw lines about what the relationship is and then something happens still within the guidelines, you say, I don't have a right to be mad. But not having a right to be mad does not stop certain people from still being mad. And that, I guess that's what my question is. If you have already determined, we're dating other people, so you don't have a right to be mad. That's the basis of our relationship. You don't have a right to be mad because we determined we're dating other people. But if you see me with someone else, you get mad. You don't have a right to be, but you get mad. My question is,
Yeah, I don't got a right to be.
If we establish real talk though, if we establish what it's going to be, you know what I mean? Like, then I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
But you know what I'm saying? If like I said, you cool with it until you're not cool with it no more. Then you say something.
That's what it is. I'm not mad at it. I'm just like, oh, I got some act right to do. Like that shit really. Okay, next time they have a conversation, I'm like, maybe we should put a name on it. Like it's gonna take that, I don't go look for shit. I told my wife, I said, we ever get a divorce, I don't want to know who you move on with. I don't need to meet that person and all that. Just keep that shit there, and I don't even want to know.
Listen, I don't know about all that. All I know is, like I said, at the end of the day, if we establish something, whatever's established, I'm going to rock with it until I don't want to rock with it no more. That's just how I roll. You know what I mean? I think everybody kind of rolls that way from what A's saying, Kenny saying, Laura, you saying, Lord, I'm assuming you kind of rock that way too.
Say it again.
You going to be cool with whatever the terms I came up with until you're not cool with them no more.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, if it comes down to it, I speak, and either we gonna go have a conversation right then and there, or we will have a conversation later.
All right, cool. Last call, man. That was good too. That second round, this third round, this last call. Everybody, get yourself a cup, please. Put your little drink in it.
It seemed like, Lauren, to you, that person only got that one time, and then after that, you moving on. Like that's it.
That's one thing. Why everybody's getting their cups together and stuff like that.
Yeah, I need to refresh my drink.
Go refresh it. Go for refresh. I think everybody's getting their drinks and all that because we're gonna take a toast. I think that everybody gets a second opportunity. I don't believe that. I don't think people are just one and done. I just don't. And the reason why I don't believe that because feelings don't work like that. Feelings don't work like that. You know what I mean? Love don't work like that.
Yeah, dude.
Like you just can't shut them off.
To a person that love hard. To a person that love hard, yeah.
I think even if you don't love hard, I think that feelings and caring and all the things that go into it, I don't think you just cut that person off right off the break. You could be devastated about what happened. It may take you a couple of days. It may take you a while. I just don't, Kenny. I don't think that you would leave. I'm just saying for me, and I could be wrong. This is just my opinion. And I mean, I just don't think if something happened between you and the missus that you're just gonna be like this, F you, and I'm out of here.
I hold grudges.
Regardless if you hold grudges, that don't mean that you're walking out of it.
I hold grudges.
I just don't believe that you're just walking out of it. I don't think if you are loving somebody, you feeling somebody, you've been with them, you care, all that. I just think that people always give second chances. I don't think anybody just walk out.
I know about this principle. Shame on me. I mean, shame on you the first time. Shame on me the second time. You ain't gonna get a second time for it to be my fault. That's how prideful I am, man. Like
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
And like all that shit. The reason why, because all that shit I gave, and then it fuck up. Like at that point, especially if it's that person's fault. Nah, we not doing that again.
Hey, help me out here. Do you think that I'm gonna ask you this question because we asked why you refilling your drink, and because I don't want to hold y'all too much longer. But I was telling Kenny, I think everybody gets a second chance because of feelings, love, and all that. I don't think it's like just something that's just gonna stop you from like liking that person because like you just can't turn feelings off.
Hey Jay, not at this point in life we in now, man. When you was 21, yeah. We whole grown-ups now, man. You can't expect that now. Some people ain't really dealing with that.
I'm not telling you to go out here and fuck up and be like, yo, listen, bro, I fucked up.
No,
like,
I'm just telling you in life as a grown-up now, the same things that I would go for then, I'm not going for now because I don't have time for them same things. When you older and you maturing in life, certain things you ain't going for.
It may not be what you had at 21, but there's some things here you like.
James, according to God in the Bible, I'll be 40 in a couple years. I got 30 years left after that. God only gave us 70 years. I'm not wasting my time with some shit that's not right for me. If
I just don't think that after 9 years,
I'm leaving. My time on earth is limited right now.
I don't think after 9 years you just walk straight out of there like that. I don't see it.
Can I ask a question with this scenario?
I was about to say, can you ask the young lady? She said she just got out of a long-term relationship. She could probably give us a more insight than anybody.
But are we talking a regular relationship or a marriage? Because that's two totally different things. Like,
yeah, but if it's a long-term relationship too, and I get the marriage because of the ring, and it takes a lot to get out of a marriage.
I don't care what you say.
I will always say it's different.
It ain't coming along.
I'm not. But if you done gave somebody 7 years of your life, 8 years of your life, whatever have you, like it's
9
still,
and 2 kids.
Yeah, it's still, tell them, Lord, it's still just hard to walk away from that.
9 and 2 kids.
I totally agree.
And it took me a year to be like, I had to really sit back and think about it. When I was pregnant with my second child and the stuff that I was dealing with, and he didn't cheat, not that I know of, but the stuff that I dealt with, I had to really sit there and process. How long have I been dealing with this? Have I just been so like stuck on thinking that this was right? And I had to realize that, damn, I ain't been happy for a long time. I wasn't happy before I had my first kid. My first kid was a result of issues that we had. And we'll call it trapped, is what happened to me. And I thought that it made it better. I don't like to argue. I don't like to have problems. Now I cuss you out in a minute and I won't have no problem with it. And I will call you out. And then I'll be like, I'm good. But after the 9 years that I just went through, I will never give someone that type of energy over my life ever again. Kids or not, I don't care. You will never get that from me. I was damn near married, but there was no ring. And I feel even more stupid because there was no ring. But the only blessing of not having a ring is I don't have to go through a divorce. But I will never give someone that type of energy again when I am not getting it back. So I understand, Gloria, what you're saying, like it's different when you're married. It's not. Because I gave him everything that I could possibly give and 2 children, and I am now single and by myself. And I will never, ever let somebody hurt my feelings like that again. I will make sure my son knows to never hurt a woman like that. And I will make sure my daughter understands that you do not stick around with a man that will never give you what you deserve. Ever.
Gotcha.
Ever, ever, ever. I will never go through that again. And my children will know that. I don't talk bad about their father. I don't want child support. I don't ask him for anything. Hell, I just offered to help him do something. I'm not that person. I don't have no hate in my heart towards him, but we are just two entirely different people and we don't need to be together. And whether we were married, because the one question he asked me when we first broke up, he said, if we were married, would you have put in more effort? I said, honestly, I put in effort the entire time. It was on you. I never gave up. I tried my hardest, but I realized I'm not getting anything from this. This is not getting better. And I poured my heart out before the kids, after the kids, with the kids. I got rid of one kid for a night and had the other one on my damn boob crying to him about how he made me feel, and nothing changed. So I hear you, but marriage or not, a long-term relationship, or even if it was a little shorter, no one ever needs to give someone that much energy and you never get it in return. That's not the way the world is supposed to turn. I wouldn't wish how I felt on anybody. And he didn't even cheat that I know of.
Jeez. Oof.
I would never
No,
put that on nobody.
That's heavy because you said 9 years. Yeah.
We've been broken up for the past year and we still had to live together. So if I calculate all of that, you've got 9 years, 2 kids. My son is 19 months.
I mean, that's like common law marriage at that point.
So at the end of the day, I got nothing from it. Yeah. My lesson learned was, Lauren, your feelings are more important and you deserve better.
Yeah.
That's what I get from that.
Well,
I don't slight him. I'm not saying he couldn't give it, but we have 2 different love languages. We are just 2 different people and we just don't need to be together. And the blessing that I got was we have 2 beautiful children and we raised them very well together. But relationship wise, nah, this ain't it.
Yeah.
And I held on through a lot.
Well,
so I get it, but marriage ain't the know all end all. That don't mean nothing to me.
That being said, yikes. Last call. Everybody got your glass? Want to cheers all you guys being on the episode, man. Appreciate it. And I wish y'all whatever you guys got going on, man. I wish y'all much success. I wish y'all a lot of positivity in any future endeavors that you guys got. And thank you again for being on the show. So salute to all y'all. Salute to, you know what I mean? Salute yourself as well. Appreciate you guys. Last call. Kenny, what's that last call looking like?
Yeah. So just one answer so we can all respect everybody's time to get off. Dead or alive, family, somebody you don't know, celebrity, whoever, whatever that person is, it's totally up to you. Dead or alive, who would you have a drink and entree with at the bar? Since we're doing bar drinks and entrees. I'll start with Gloria.
So I hate to be like the straddle. I feel like I've been the straddle of like this entire episode, but like for me, when it comes to a drink at the bar, it's kind of like, what am I at the bar for? Because I wouldn't want the same person for all types of situations.
You're so analytical, man. It don't have to be at the bar, Gloria.
I'm just that type of person.
Who would you, if you had a chance to have a bar drink and entree with somebody, dead or alive, rich, famous, relaxed, anybody?
For the sake of time and to not make it so analytical, I will go with my hip hop teacher, and I will go with Missy Elliott because it's like people are more loose when they've been drinking, and I feel like she would just drop so many more gems under the influence. So I'm gonna go with Missy Elliott.
Gotcha.
So Aaron.
For me, I wanted to. If I had my pick, it would be Jay-Z, but I'm gonna pivot and go with Barack Obama.
No.
I'm gonna go with Barack Obama for the simple fact that to be the first president and try to please everyone and the obstacles and everything he had to get up and down with, man. I just don't know how he got through it, and I just want to know how the journey went and his relationship with his wife and his family and the things, the front he put up every day on that job, which is the job, the hardest job I feel like in the world. He did it with a lot of grace and did it with a straight face and did a job that I don't really know who else could fill them shoes and do that. He had a huge expectations coming in, and to get in and to be the president of the whole world and to be who he is and from Chicago and from like, I would want to know and sit down and just know how those 8 years was, and the getting in, to going out, to passing the torch, to now, to beforehand, just that whole journey. That whole journey is just it's beyond me to really, if I had a choice or opportunity to speak to anyone, he would probably be my it.
And one question I would like to ask him, I would like to love to learn, how did he have patience for not putting his foot in them white people ass that challenged him when he made
No
it?
question. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. All right, you get it.
Lauren, what's up?
My upfront answer would originally be Lauryn Hill, but since I could talk to her in class, it'd probably be my mother's father, my grandfather. He died when my mother was 7, and he's not from here. He's from Belize. He came over in the military, and had a conversation with my mom one day, and I was like, how come granddaddy and granny never got married? Like, it's 5 of y'all. What happened? She was like, oh, because he was married. Oh, you sure you ain't got no brothers and sisters out there in the world? She was like, no, he did it to get in the country. So I would love to pick his brain about being an immigrant, trying to get into the country. And then, the normal, how did you meet my grandmother? How did that work type of thing. So
I like where you
I
went
think
with
it would
that.
be interesting to figure out my family history in that
That's
aspect.
dope.
I do like where you went with that. That is a good one.
That's dope. That's dope. That's true dope. Kenny, you want to do one, man? I know we ain't had the show in a while, man.
Man, I'm on the spot. Well, since I'm on these white people ass, let me see, who's the worst one I can pick. Because I need to have an understanding of in order to have a peace treaty, you need to have dialogue with with the enemy. So I would love to have a bar drinking entree with so many. I'll just do with the most recent one, Donald Trump, and try to have dialogue and an understanding of trying to understand his heart, man. Like, for people, like, that's not a natural feeling. I think that's a learned feeling. Hate. When you hate one group of people, or you try to make it hard for one group of people. I just need to have an understanding. I'm not trying to be kumbaya with them. I just need to have an understanding so I know how to move. Because
he ain't gonna tell you anything.
That's what I wanted to know. When you feel like you had to sit down with him, you think you would get some straight enough answers that really feel like you took home some real genuine feeling of him. And we don't know him. None of us know him from a can of paint. From just his time in office, I don't feel like he was him or showed his face, or he showed his true colors on situations. But if I feel like I was to have a conversation with him, and I asked him what color the sky, and if he really felt like the sky was purple or something, he would say, "Oh man, that is purple, man." Like I'm just really feel like you would have a conversation with him, and you would get the answers you're looking for.
Well, like if I piss him off, if I say things that will eject feelings that the truth come out when you're mad, right? When you make someone very angry. I'm a very people's person. I do that for a living. I understand. I will piss him off. I will say things to make him mad and come at me in a way where I can understand. That's the only way. I get what you're saying. Hey, I think I would have to make him mad and angry enough. And if it, never mind. Go ahead, James.
I don't know, man. I don't know who I would talk to, because I wasn't thinking about it or whatnot. I guess for me, it would be anybody. And I'm gonna just be general because I didn't have a particular person. It'd be anybody who's considered the matriarch of the family. Whether it's, the grandmother, the granddad, the person that saves everybody. Like when you the superhero all the time, how do you manage that? Who do you get to talk to? You know what I mean? Like
God.
yeah, but I mean, who do you get to talk to? Like, it's one of those situations where, like the person that has the money, like when you see these players and things like that, they get the money and now they have to take care of everybody. Or the matriarch of the family always has to be strong. You don't get a chance to show weakness. You know what I mean? So how do you manage that? What have you implemented over your life to even take on that role? Because that's one of the biggest roles in the world to me. So who do you, where do you get your strength from? What do you do to self-meditate or, self-heal? You know what I mean? Or who do you cry to? Those things, like, you know what I mean? Like when you have people, like when he was talking about Jay-Z or anybody, like you get that phone call at 3:00 in the morning, I'm locked up, or I need this, I need that, or every time they see you, it's about fixing a situation. It's never, do you ever get a chance to feel like you can be yourself around people? Do you ever feel like you can be the person that you really want to be? Or when you look at everybody, it's solving their problems? Like, that's my thing. Where do you find your strength and your power from to be who you are and to stay strong and take on that role? You know what I mean? As the matriarch of the family, or the breadwinner of the family, or the person that takes on all of the, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're celebrity, whatever, however you're rich or whatever, you know what I mean? Because I didn't have anybody, so that's why I say the matriarch, you know what I mean?
That's dope, man.
That's a good one, and it's hard because it's hard. But yeah,
Hey, trust me, I know.
I feel like I would like to have a conversation with you about that. Not saying I'm the matriarch of my family or nothing like that, but when you got groups of friends and you feel like you keeping everybody abreast of what's going on in everybody else's life, and even in your family. But that's definitely something that I would really like, because there's definitely it ain't no place for. I don't. It ain't no place for it. It's hard. It's hard for sure. But yeah, definitely, that's a good one.
Yeah. So that's it, man. I appreciate you guys being on the show, man. Thank you guys again, Aaron, Lauren, Gloria, man. I appreciate you guys so much for taking the time out of y'all busy schedules to help us bring back the show. You know what I mean? After a little small hiatus, a little small break, whatever have you. With that being said, man, Kenny, man, Lauren, Gloria, it's another episode of Bar Drinks and Entrees, man. Make sure you follow us on all the platforms. Bar Drinks and Entrees, at Bar Drinks and Entrees on Facebook, Bar Drinks and Entrees on Facebook, at Bar Drinks and Entrees on Instagram. We have Apple. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. The link is in the bio of Bar Drinks and Entrees if you follow us on Instagram. So make sure also, man, post this for us, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you have anybody that's interested in being on the podcast, if you even have some questions you would like us to ask, help us out, man.
And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we ask all our guests to do that for us. So please subscribe. And we definitely appreciate you guys for taking the time today. And hey, man, thank you, man. This is probably my first time meeting you. Did we hoop together or in the past?
Man, I used to give you the blues too. Don't do that, Kenny. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
I know.
I'm
that was smooth, Kenny.
Man.
That was smooth.
I was waiting on this call, man. I'm honored to be here, man.
Thank you, man. Yeah, and we went.
Appreciate it.
So hey, we're gonna have you back, Gloria. Have you back long. We'd love to have you guys back, man. Like I said, thank you once again. Another episode of Bar Drinks and Entrees, season 3. I don't even know what episode it is, but season 3. We out of here, man.
We out of here. Thank you, guys.